Personally, I never believe in setting goals. Seriously, I never been setting goals. Because when I quit smoking, I didn't set up a goal and say I'm going to quit. I had kidney stones. I was in the hospital for a few days, and I didn't bring my cigarettes, and I didn't smoke for 3 days, and just quit on. My wife said, "Why don't you just stop?" Okay, stop. And I stopped, and then I never had a cigarette for 5 years.
Okay. Oh yeah, so I understand. I guess we all understand, right? Some of these actions, the thing that you have listed down through motivation gurus, or I guess with the internet world today, we are bombarded with all these motivational quotes. Just do it, get it done. You know, the reward far outweighs the cost. But why is it still that a lot of people still can't find? I mean, you can tell the guy, oh, it's your choice whether you do it or not. You know, you're not going to get the girl. But you look at him, he still somehow does not take the action.
well, then it's their own personal choice. You have to, because like I said, you open the door, but you have to walk through it yourself. So ultimately, you can read all the self-help books in the world, and you still don't do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not them. We can't force them. We can't jump into their heads and say, "Hey, let's do it." Okay. So, and I think these people should own up to it. They say, "Okay, yeah, I've decided that I made a decision to be a loser, to give up on myself.
I choose comfort."
Yeah, then you'll be an empowered slacker. Then I'll say, yeah, fine. Because actually, in fact, I know someone like that. He said he doesn't want to get married. People say, why? Because I don't think I'll be a good father and good husband, because I might actually spend the money that's just supposed to be for my kid to buy milk powder. I might spend on gambling because I love to gamble, he said. So I'll be a slacker. You let me be my slacker. You don't try to motivate me. And this guy is awesome because he owns up to it. He said that we're quite sold on it, so we stop trying to motivate him and all that, but most people are not like that though. Most people say
they actually want it, right?
I want to get an A, but I don't want to revise.
Yeah,
I don't want to study.
Please give me the cheat code, the fastest way.
Yeah,
right?
not even. I want to lose weight. I want to get fit, but I don't want to exercise. I don't want to stop eating.
They are just saying it as a lip service to their outer self.
So yeah, I think
they're speaking explicitly, because I'm talking to you. I want to show to you that I'm someone who wants to do something good for myself. I want to have my 6 packs, but deep down inside, I don't really believe in it.
They acknowledge it.
That's intrinsically that.
A guy also told me, actually the guy who came with the G67, he told me, one day we will talk about the G67 meaning, but he's the one also said to me, he said, you can lie to anyone in the world except yourself. And I think that's pretty sound advice, man. Right? Because do you want it or not?
Yeah, I guess we all know it's just a personal choice, right? I think that's why we are successful people, not so successful people.
And not everyone can be successful.
Yeah, that's correct. I think this is just human nature, and whether you like it or not everyone will be successful, right? Doesn't matter how many people read whatever motivational books, and it's just the law of nature, I suppose. There are weaker people and stronger people who look better, people who take effort, proactive, and some people who don't. For me personally, I take the more simple approach now. It's just like you mentioned, it's just a matter of choice for yourself. If you want to do it, you have to find a way to do it. Find a way to cheat yourself or motivate yourself, whatever it takes, right? So for me, one of the tips that I have is, because Ian, you mentioned something about we always try to go back to our comfort level, our comfort zone. That's why we procrastinate and we don't take action, right? So I read somewhere, or I tend to heard this podcast from, I think, Mel Robbins. She mentioned about this thing called the 5-second rule, which I think makes a lot of sense, right? We don't allow your brain or our brains to decide to go into the comfort zone, because once we start analyzing, we are screwed. Right?
You hijack the brain before
thinking.
Correct. So once you think about doing it, you just do it before you start even thinking or talking yourself out of it. So that's why they call it the 5-second rule. Once your alarm clock rings, you don't press snooze, you just get a count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just get out of bed, and whatever you need to do, just follow on. Stop thinking about it, because once you start thinking about it, then you go, oh, maybe it's cold. You're supposed to go for a jog. Oh, maybe it's cold outside. It looks like it's going to rain. So we have all sorts of excuses, but just don't think about it. Put on your shoes and start running.
Actually, I have a thought here. I think that if you say, okay, let's use an analogy about going out for a jog. You want to get fit. So you set your alarm clock for 5:30. Right? You say, oh, you wake up, it's kind of cold, drizzling a little bit.
Yeah.
And you say, yeah, but it's drizzling. Rather than saying it, you say, it's drizzling and I don't feel like going. Okay, let's see how long you can tell yourself this until I get sick of it. And the next day you say the same thing. Today I'm not going to go because I don't feel like it. So then you own up to it. You do it for 7 days, and 7 days you have told yourself, you've been honest to yourself that you don't want to do it. Then you can't say that you want to do it anymore.
How do you know? Some people can go on for the next 365 days.
That means they don't want to do it then.
Okay.
That's a very good analogy.
Right.
That's better, right? Rather than
Yeah, so you rather than have this, this is sort of like,
actually, I want to do it.
you want, but you don't. Yeah, you want, but there's always a but. Do you
no.
want or no?
It seems like no, I don't want to do it. I choose not to do it.
Yeah, I choose not to
At
do
least
it.
you own it, right?
Yeah.
And then if you're not successful, you know that because I chose comfort over.
And I do believe that this actually affects the way you think. It actually, it affects the neural networks and stuff. I do believe in it because you're actually rewiring it. Because you cannot say that, because now that if you've said this for a long period of time, whether it's 7 days or 7 years, you say, I do not want to go exercising because I don't feel like it today. And you've done it for 7 years, let's say, and you're fat, right?
Maybe one day you just say, enough of it, right?
Yeah.
I want to do something else.
Because if you do not tell yourself this, and you always have this excuse, it's drizzling, it's a bit cold, I want to sleep for another 10 minutes and all that.
Because it's not like you don't want to do it, right? Because it's that
so you're trapped in this loop where you want something, but you also don't want it.
So might as well you admit it to yourself.
Yes.
Maybe one day you just choose to want it.
Yes, I think that will actually reset your neural networks.
That brings us to the next question that I would like to propose. So let's just say you came to a point where, all right, I finally decide I've had enough of saying no to this, and I'm going to put on my shoes, my running shoes, and I'm going out for a run. I've done it the first time, I've done it the second time, third probably, and fourth, I get a little bit.
Once you start exercising, I think it actually, what is it endorphins, right? Is it dopamine endorphins? I forgot.
Some of these habits take a longer time to build, to mold, to solidify for a matter. So maybe you have, for example, if I try to cut off sugar from my diet entirely, can tell you I crash and burn very quickly. So the first day, wow, but I felt like shit at the end of the day. I felt so bad. So I told myself,
is it real? Is it
it's real? It's real.
sugar? Okay.
Yes, I cut off sugar, like totally nothing. Fruits, yes, but anything other than that, like pastries.
Did you cut off sugar today?
I didn't. I haven't started this thing.
Oh,
that was a long time ago. That was long.
Catch you because we just is a tofu fry.
So second day was difficult. I was thinking maybe by the 7th day I should be okay. No, I almost fainted. It was very bad. It didn't help me. So like your comment of saying your what you were saying just now, like, oh, you get better as we go. Some of them you need a longer time, because I was watching some of the videos on YouTube, like I cut sugar for 30 days and they documented it. They had such a tough time for the first 10 to 14 days. Maybe I didn't last until then. So I couldn't get past that hurdle
habit building,
that I can feel the reward. Oh, finally, suddenly my mind is clear, everything is good. I don't feel like having sugar anymore. No, none of that.
I think it's because of nowadays we also crave this instant gratification thing. So everything that we do, we want to see instant results. And once we don't see results within a few days, then we sort of just say, oh, this doesn't work, we give up. I think that's one of the main problems with the generation nowadays as well.
Or could it be genetics? It could be our genetic makeup that decides all this.
Yeah, but I mean, to retort what you said, I was doing it. My body was the one who's rejecting it. It's no longer just about mine. Of course, it's mine.
So what do you tell yourself now about sugar energy? Are you still?
I will tell myself I won't do this no sugar challenge anymore. I probably would have I wouldn't go extreme.
Yeah.
Zero sugar. No, I'll probably just take lesser.
Oh, yeah, let's be honest with yourself.
Yeah, that's because that part was I wasn't punishing myself at all anymore, because I knew that my body couldn't take it. So I accepted that fact. And I give kudos to those people who managed to maintain a long time.
The reason I brought up this genetic thing, okay, or it could be, predestination, I don't know, right? But I quit smoking. This year is going to be the 5th year, September. I don't crave it. I don't go sneak out to buy a pack of cigarettes to smoke. But sometimes I do think, it'd be nice to have a cigarette now, but I never end up smoking. So, but I quit pretty much cold turkey. So, could it be that some people can do this? Or some people are actually naturally wired to be decisive? Or maybe they're not. Do they need a little goading, little bit encouragement, or how? I don't know, because I'm not a motivational speaker.
It really depends on how your body is receptive towards the particular addiction, if I may use the word. For example, there was one period of time, again, this is a real story, okay, I didn't make that up. All right, I'm trying to build my credibility here.
Okay.
Okay, so I was doing meal prep. I was doing meal prep, and obviously meal prep would have a lot more, macronutrients, all having things considered.
No, you were doing, what is it called? No,
macronutrients. That means meal prep. That means
meal prep.
I prepare my food with fiber. Okay, fiber, protein, and carbs. I do all this so that I don't really go out and fall prey to succumb to my temptations of other oily and fried foods, for example, and sugary drinks. So for 2 weeks, I managed to eat it because I've already cooked it. So it's easier for me to. For me, I'm hungry. I just eat it. I didn't have to think about. I didn't have to go through this difficult challenge of having to convince myself not to eat because my food is already ready. I didn't have to think, so I just ate. And funnily enough, at the end of the 2 weeks, one of my friends just came back from KL, and then we went out for dinner. So we went out for this Chinese restaurant, and he ordered this very nice braised pork belly. So I ate it. Wow, that night, I think before I even before the night even ended, that whole night I felt sick. I felt like throwing up. I thought maybe there was some food poisoning. No, it wasn't. My friends were fine. So I kept feeling that I had to go to the toilet, and I kept feeling sick and throwing up. And later I found out that it was because my body has been eating clean for such a long time, not long and as in 2 weeks long. It started to repel oily foods.
I used you on the meal prep?
Of course, for a longer time. But after that, I did not eat so clean anymore. I managed to go back to eating oily foods. Yeah. But the point is that that means suddenly I've been eating so clean. This guy suddenly tells me, Ian, let's go for KFC. There's a deal. There's a buy one free one.
But this guy
day.
is the cleanest. I mean, this guy does.
I know, but some people they actually can eat clean and still be able to eat fried chicken. I went to the extreme. Yeah, mine was purely clean, and I couldn't handle dirty food at that time. My body wasn't very. I couldn't adapt to it by that time. So I wouldn't like it because I would like to still have some cheat meals here and there.
Okay, so what's the point of this story?
I think the lesson is whatever you do,
don't be extreme.
Don't be too extreme. Yes. Because some people are like that. I used to be like that as well because we try to procrastinate last minute. Said I will do this within this period, or I will lose whatever number of kilos within 3 months.
Yeah, but what's extreme though? Everybody's got different standards, man.
Correct. But can your body handle it? Can you handle it? Right? Because for most people, if it's too extreme, you sort of give up before you achieve your goals, because we are not meant to do that. Let's say if you are going to exercise every day or whatever for 4 hours, can your body sustain? Maybe within the second week you are sick.
Well, I guess it depends on what your goal is.
That's correct.
Yeah,
exactly.
what do you want?
So you need to set. I think you need to set realistic goals and also make it as easy as possible. For example, you want to go for a jog, prepare your shoes at your bedside, so when you wake up, just slip into your sneakers and go for a jog.
But that's the thing.
Right?
Personally, I never believe in setting goals. Seriously, I never been setting goals.
That is actually quite. We're going to talk about this.
Yes. Because when I quit smoking, I didn't set up a goal and say I'm going to quit. But the people were saying, "Oh, you got a son now. You want to live a bit longer and all that." So I told this story many times. I had kidney stones. I was in the hospital for a few days, and I didn't bring my cigarettes, and I didn't smoke for 3 days, and just quit on. My wife said, "Why don't you just stop?" Okay, stop. And I stopped, and then I never had a cigarette for 5 years, four plus years.
Okay, but that's just an example. But what about other circumstances where you feel that not setting a goal would still help you achieve that goal ultimately?
Well, I didn't set up a goal to have a podcast. I wanted to do it. I have the stuff, the stuff is still here. I have my gear. I bought the gear. I invested in it, but I didn't end up doing it. I even downloaded, what's the name of that free software,
Audacity.
Yeah, Audacity. And I didn't do it, but now we're here. So I don't know, it's a bit tricky. But I'll just say that I'm not a guy to talk to when it comes to setting goals. I'm not a goal kind of guy.
It kind of makes sense as well, as we were saying, how you quit smoking and all, right? But by not setting a goal, doesn't it seem like this thing happened by chance?
I don't know. That's why I say
right? Is it a good thing, right?
One of our personal conversation, maybe it's predestination. Everything's already set up. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just a tiny little mortal.
Let's say you did not end up in the hospital. You did not have kidney stones. You might be still smoking today. But is that a good thing though? The point is this:
exactly.
Should we be more conscious about the choices we make, the direction we want to go, or we just want to live and you look at me today, I'm good because for whatever reason something happened. So then it seems like the environment or whatever it is affecting the choices that we make.